So today marks the end of an era. This is the last video that I'm going to do on this channel. And we got to talk about why that is and what comes next, right? So, I started this channel, 2 years ago? Just over 2 years ago, November 2020. I was in my mother's spare room at her house. And I started a channel in the middle of the pandemic because I didn't want to just talk about how to make money. Like, if you are familiar with me outside of this, then I do paid marketing consulting, for musicians and small businesses. And where I probably could have been doubling down on that type of content, I just didn't want to offer anything for sale. So instead, I wanted to start a channel where I could just have some fun and talk about this new hobby that I'd gotten into the year before, being comic books, right? And so I started this channel all wide-eyed, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to talk about comics and maybe do some beat making, and just have some fun on this channel. And very quickly, this channel became all comics all the time. And as I was experiencing things for the first time, I was showing it to you live on air. And there were great things that came from that. And I think we had some really early success, for a couple of reasons. The first is that, I did start the channel during the pandemic. And people were watching YouTube at much higher rates because we were all stuck at home. And then also, I was working like a madman. I was recording videos every single day. And a lot of that was because, my daughter was born, my second daughter was born prematurely. I just wanted to do something that would distract me from the fact that she was stuck in the hospital for 4 months. And so I made a video every day. If I didn't make a video, I felt really bad that I didn't make a video. So I was doing that, and all that contributed to some of the heights that the channel saw. And then in this last year, in 2022, life has kind of gotten busy again. The world is officially reopened. I've started a new job and all these different things. And the way I approach content on this channel has changed a lot. For those who don't know, we're kind of on the verge of a recession somehow. And so, the side hustle money that I was getting from marketing consulting and stuff like that has kind of dwindled down a little bit. And just to go a tiny bit behind the scenes, I don't fund this channel with, my day job money. I only, buy comics with so-called side money. And so if I'm doing really well on YouTube and doing really well in my business, then cool, you'll see a bunch of comics. And if I'm not, then you won't. But besides the fact that my budget had kind of dropped a little bit, I didn't want to be known as just the guy that was just unboxing stuff. I kind of got tired of sitting with a bunch of comics next to my face in a thumbnail. I didn't want to be a caricature of myself online. And so, that's kind of led to less videos because I'm doing less unboxings. Which kind of begs the question, all right, well, what are we going to do with this channel now that we've built this thing up? If we can't do a bunch of comic stuff, then what can we do? And so I was like, all right, well, I have other hobbies and passions. So what if I do some sneaker videos or get back to the beat making like I said I was going to do way back in my channel intro 2 years ago? And I tried some of that stuff, and the response was an overwhelming hey, that's not what we're here for. And I respect it. So I was like, all right, cool. Well, I'm stuck with this, sort of format, right? This channel is very clearly about comic books. I should probably take my name off it and focus it on comics. And that is how we've come to this decision, that this is going to be the last video on the BJ Kicks channel. Because after today, this channel is called Comics Are Dope. So if I'm going to do a channel and it's going to be about comics and it's not going to necessarily going to be driven by my personality and my quirks, then I want it to be the best comic book platform that it can be. And I think I've taken this channel as far as I can take it with just my name and my personality, right? It's time to, for occasionally bring in other voices. It's time to really put a spotlight on, the stories the characters, the artwork, the creators, right? It's time to really put a focus on comics and showcase the things that I find to be dope about them. And so Comics Are Dope, coming in January 2023. So just a couple of days. It's going to be the new home for comics online. Now, I started this website about a year ago, and I can't lie, I bit off more than I could chew. I've been doing way too much. But with this rebrand, now that the full brand is Comics Are Dope, and it's not just me. I mean, obviously, my name is still BJ Kicks. I'm going to be hosting the channel. And I'm still going to be BJ Kicks on all my social media. That's where you'll be able to find me. But obviously, I'm signing up for a lot of work, because a channel that's not just getting by on my personality can be more difficult to pull off, right? I've got to read the stories. I've got to review the stories. I've got to edit the thumbnails a little bit better. I got to do more long form content. And, I can't cheat it by just doing unboxings all the time. So I'm excited for the challenge, but it is gonna be a challenge. But what can you expect to see on this new channel? Some of the same stuff you've been seeing. You're gonna get episodes of Who's Who. You're going to get episodes of Why I Love. You're going to get episodes of the pull list. I'm changing the pull list, or from what I'm getting, changing that to the pull list, because that's just an easier comic book term. All in all, what I want out of this channel is I want it to be something that when you see it, you know that it's for you, right? And that was the real issue with my channel being called BJ Kicks. Is it about sneakers? I've got a little music note next to my name. Is it a music channel? What is this about? And so if you click on it, and you're like, oh, it's comics. Cool. But I think we needed something to identify us a little bit better. So Comics Are Dope. When people see the channel, they're going to know, hey, this is about comics. And when they start seeing the content that we're coming up with, they'll be like, oh yeah, this is definitely for me. So if you want to learn about different characters, if you want to see reviews of different classic stories from the past, or even soon to be classic stories that are cropping up right now in the present, that's what Comics Are Dope will be for. And this is going to be, one prong of the strategy. So we're going to have Comics Are Dope, the YouTube channel. We're going to have Comics Are Dope, the podcast, and of course, the Comics Are Dope website and blog. So we're going to do creator interviews. We're going to do some deep dives. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be in pretty much every video. So this is not a death of any sort, but it is a rebirth, a new 52, a Marvel Now. It's going to be a new era for this channel, and I'm excited about what's to come and the friends that are going to join me along for the ride. So thank you to everyone. There are almost 7,000 of you who are subscribed to this channel. We've gotten over 500,000 views. I have posted over 400 videos in the last 2 years, and that's just crazy. So everybody who's been rocking with this channel, from whether you were here on day one or if today is your first day, thank you. I appreciate it so much. To the channel family and channel squad, your benefits aren't going anywhere. You're still going to have early access when we start doing new Comics Are Dope content. And, yeah, man. So I've hated to say it, but you've seen that BJ Kicks intro for the last time. But I'll leave you with a preview of what's to come. Till then, stay dope.